3-2-1 ribs is possibly the worst idea in the history of barbecue. If you've followed a creator or watched a video from a creator that tells you how to do 3-2-1s, stop. Stop watching them, stop following. They give you bad barbecue advice. This isn't about preference or that I like competition style bite off the bone versus fall off the bone ribs or anything like that. Nothing to do with preference. I'm going to scientifically prove to you why 3-2-1 ribs are the worst idea in possibly the history of barbecue. 3-2-1 ribs are supposed to be very simple. 3 hours on the smoker, 2 hours on the smoker wrapped, 1 hour back on the smoker tacking up sauce. Supposed to be a simple method, right? Very easy. Except it doesn't work that way for every rack of ribs. This is the fundamental reason why 3-2-1 ribs are a flawed method. First major reason why 3-2-1 ribs are a bunch of crap. What kind of ribs are you using? Are you using baby backs or using St. Louis ribs? The point is St. Louis ribs are different from baby back ribs. You can't cook them the exact same way for the exact same time and expect the exact same results. It's ridiculous. One has a lot more fat. It takes more time to cook. So you cannot use the same method for baby backs as you use for St. Louis. At least not the same method and same time and temp. Second major reason why 3-2-1 ribs is a bunch of crap is every rack of ribs is different, right? Do you think a rack of ribs that is twice as much in weight as another rack of ribs is going to take the same amount of time at the same temperature to cook? No, it does not. There's no way it does, clearly. And that's one of the major flaws, probably the major flaw of the 3-2-1 method. If you like your ribs to be fall off the bone, 2 hours wrapped is going to make them fall off the bone. Like they're going to be like McDonald's McRibs, okay? It's just the truth. Now, some people like that. I think that's not so great at all. I like my ribs bite off the bone. But if you truly like fall off the bone ribs, then wrapping them for a couple hours is fine. But what if you don't like fall off the bone ribs? What if you're in a competition? 3-2-1 is a horrible method. You want bite off the bone. You want a lot less time in that wrap. You probably want an hour tops, not 2 hours. And the 3-2-1 method calls for 2 hours wrapped in foil with some butter and some other stuff. So it's not like it's bad to wrap them. It's just bad to wrap them for 2 hours if you want them to be anything other than fall off the bone. So the third step of 3-2-1 ribs is after you unwrap them, you put them back on the grill, tack them up with some sauce. This is where you have to pay attention to it because it could take as little as 15 minutes or as much as 2 hours to really finish. And you cannot use time for when to finish those ribs. Two biggest things for me I'm looking for when I'm trying to see if my ribs are done are going to be the bend test and bone pullback. So very simply put, bend test is going to be kind of how bendy it is. Like you want it to have some motion. You don't want it to be stiff as a board. You don't want it to be falling apart. That's overcooked. You want it to have some bend, some movement, like it's almost going to fall apart, but not really. That's what you're looking for in terms of passing the bend test. Bone peel back, that's the other one. So if you look at your ribs and you don't see a lot of rib or bone tips coming out the side, that's not done. Like you got to have some bone peel back to know that those ribs are properly rendered and ready to go. And those are the two things I'm looking for. The fundamental flaw with the 3-2-1 method isn't the 3 steps in the method, it's the time assigned to each step in the method. Right? So what I'm telling you is first step, go until you're happy with your bark. Second step, wrap them. 1 hour if you like bite off the bone, 2 hours if you like fall off the bone. Third step, now you got to pay some attention. You're going to look for bend test, you're going to look for bone peel back, and that could take 15 minutes or it could take 2 more hours. So I hope you all found this video entertaining and educational. If you like my content, I'm Kelly Belly Barbecue. You can find me on all the social platforms. Give me a follow. I'll keep giving you good content. Make it a great day.